Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Virgo gang in mid-February? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself, and at the very end I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in mid-February. What's happening? What is the vibe for my good friends, please? Energy swirling all around. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. So we have our interesting, distinguished gentleman with that cool haircut. I always enjoy his aesthetic whenever he shows up, and he has a card that links to the past. And I've been seeing so many similarities through a lot of the signs, especially this week. And this card does really bring that into focus. It is a card of like something that may have already gone down, something may have already happened. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see this gentleman all dressed up with that awesome hairdo, and it looks like he's watching a movie, and there's another picture being shown. That's another card that's actually in this deck, and this does show up from time to time. This is very Six of Cups-esque, where it's somebody that could be doing a lot of reminiscing, a lot of thinking, a lot of considering the past and what's happened. So whether the answer to something you're going through right now, I mean, maybe you've been through something similar, maybe the answer is something you've already been through. That could be very poignant in this time. But for another portion of you, this could be a person that you have a long history with. This is one of the cards of soul ties, especially if you're watching this for romantic reasons. Now, if that's not the case, I often see this when things return. So whether it's a situation, an energy, a thought process, it's like, all right, here we go again, here we go again. And it seems like a lot of signs, especially for this week's readings, are going through similar things, where it's like I'm revisiting, I'm reanalyzing. Like there's so many energies popping back up. Now, the good thing about this card, it can also represent the need to cut loose a little bit. So if you've been going through an intense time, intense situation, when I see this card, he's watching a movie, right? He's having a little leisure time. So Spirit might want you to cut loose a little bit when that card's there. All right, so we'll let him chill there. He could keep watching his little home movie. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Virgo gang. What do we got? And while we get the deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Surprising Problem, okay? And just know whether it's something that popped up last week, it could still be something that pops up, because energy does bleed over. Just watch out for like random stuff. What's like, all right, where the heck did this come from? There could be various things. So whether it's like relationships or work, it's like things just popping up out of nowhere. So that always concerns me a little bit, but we're going to hope to see a better energy this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Virgo mid-February. What is happening for my friends, please? Here we go. Thank you. All right, 5 of Wands, a little aggressive, huh? Somebody's a little aggressive, a little fire there. We'll talk about it. Let's just get that tucked in by the amethyst. Let's get a couple more. Okay, that, I mean, it's leading off in an aggressive way. That doesn't have to be a bad card. I mean, every card is multifaceted, but hey, here we go. We got the Tower visiting you this week. So, I mean, talk about intensity. I was seeing the same thing in the Capricorn reading. They got the Tower as well. Let's get one more. Thank you. All right, yeah, 4 of Wands. So this energy does calm down, but I will say there's so much fire energy around you this week. And listen, there's elements that really work well with Virgo energy. Normally it's other earth and water, but like all this fire is super intense, super unpredictable. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know I always analyze the elements first. And as you can see, 5 of Wands, 4 of Wands, very fiery. The Tower, yes, it's water, it's Scorpio energy, so it's not technically fire, but it's volatile, right? I mean, it's something that, boom, it shifts, it's quick, it's shocking. So it's like there's just so much energetic intensity, and I've been feeling it reverberate throughout the whole entire collective, not just Virgo. It's like everyone has little things like this week, so the energy's amplified. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out, though, because this can be good for pushing forward and determination. Where it is really challenging is the fact that it's so unpredictable, right? And all of these cards have a sense of unpredictability to it, except the Four of Wands. But position number one, we're going to start here. You don't have to be an expert in tarot to really understand what this card means. I always say, you see the five people, they're beating the tar out of each other with sticks. They're going to war, they're going to battle. Now, this can be internal conflict. For some Virgos out there, there might be something where you have two minds about it, where it's like, all right, well, I see the positive, but I also see the negatives. Like, sometimes this is cool, sometimes this really sucks. It could be like something very similar to that. It can also represent actual conflict. Okay, so whether it's a conversation that gets a little out of hand, a little volatile, whether it's a person you're connected to where they might be upset, they might be angry, they might be mad. It's a very aggressive type of vibe when I see this. So, I mean, for some reason, I'm getting that little draw to like someone in your circle already. So we're going to have to look into this further. Now, the good thing about the Five of Wands is that it is very determined. Yes, it can represent situations and problems and things that spirit's throwing at you, where it's like one thing after another. But the thing that I love about the Five of Wands is that it's determined. Like, there is no quit in that energy, which is pretty good. Moving to the center, we do have the Tower. So again, Scorpio energy. You might be connected to one. You might have Scorpio placements yourself. And the imagery, of course, is not the nicest, right? Like, you see the people, they're like flying out of the tower. I always say this is a card of shock, right? So it's a card of shock, surprise, things that pop up out of nowhere, just like the reading we saw last week. And you're not alone with this tower this week, that's for sure. So it's just something, be cautious, be on guard when this energy shows up, especially when I'm seeing it in so many different signs. Not every tower is a bad tower. That's one thing I will say. Some towers are good towers. When we go from like the Five of Wands to the Tower to the Four of Wands, this could possibly be a breakthrough for some of you, where it's like, okay, finally what I've worked towards, or finally what I've been putting energy into, it makes sense, or it's working now. So for some of you, that could be a claimable thing that we might see further in the reading, that there could be an energy that breaks through. But think of the tower as hitting the reset button. It's like, all right, the foundation's not good, the foundation's cracked, let's start over. Okay, so this could be an ending of some sort, it could be a change. So we're going to have to look into this tower and see why it's here, especially next to the Five of Wands. Now, the reason that I feel like your reading has a silver lining and why I'm not really ringing the alarm just yet is that we have the Four of Wands on the back end, the 1111 card. Very spiritual, right? Because you see this, it often shows up when you might be receiving signs, synchronicities, omens. Again, this is something I've been seeing throughout the whole entire collective, like look for the signs, because they're showing up intensely for a lot of signs this week. This card could represent the home, could represent real estate, could represent the family, but generally it's solid, right? All fours are very solid. So when we go from all this volatility, even though this is fire, even though the element is fire, it's stable. Okay, this is a card of wins, it's a card of victories. So what I'm hoping is that this energy, this intensity is pushing towards something great. That could be possible for some of you, unless this is separate situations, right? There could be a couple of things going on where it's like, whoa, this is wild, but there's a bright spot. That's like something I'm picking up here. Now, a challenge with the Four of Wands, sometimes it could be an energy that does stagnate, but I don't think that's anything you really need to worry about in this time. Honestly, like with all the fire energy and stuff I'm picking up, so explosive. Let's dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. We're going to jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. Let's see what's happening, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Wands. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Five of Wands time. What's happening? What is happening? Thank you. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So this tells me a couple different things. First and foremost, some of you might have somebody you're connected to where they're just not in a good energy right now. Their energy does feel very aggressive. It feels standoffish. It feels very stubborn. I don't feel like this is for everyone. For some of you, this can be a very good alignment, but I just had to give that message first. So when I see the Five of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody that is not flexible at all, at least at this point. So if that sounds like someone you're connected to, it's either someone they're either still angry, upset, mad, it's just super aggressive, and Spirit might be saying like, all right, for the time being, Virgo, this person is in that energy. You might want to let that settle down. So just watch the individuals you're connected to. Now, the good thing I like about this, and this is where the energy does seem to do a split. When I have the Five of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles, this is something that you may not be willing to give up on. There could be a certain situation or an outcome or something where it's like, no, 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 no. I refuse to give up on this. I will not. Like, I don't care what happens. I don't care which way it goes. The mission is clear in my head. I know what I want to do. My mind is set, and I'm going to make it happen. So this energy doesn't have to all be bad, but at the same time, it could be channeled for good. I personally feel like adaptability is a good thing. Virgo is a mutable sign, so out of all the earth signs, Virgo can go with the flow a little more than the others. But like, there's just something here about like not giving up on something too. So those are the two main messages I'm picking up there. Either someone's grumpy, upset, and mad, or this is you with an outcome in your mind that you refuse to let go of. Let's keep moving over. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but let's go in on that tower. Let's go in on the tower. Why is it here for my Virgos, please? I really want to get to the Four of Wands as well. Okay. Okay. And if something's not right, it's just not right. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse underneath the tower. Deep down, if there is something where it's not balanced, whether it's a connection, whether it's a work thing, whether it's a business thing, deep down you know, right? The Six of Pentacles in reverse is an energy that's not given. It's an energy, because usually it's a very charitable, here, let me help you. I'm going to do everything for you, and I'm going to make things right. When it shows up in reverse, it's like, no, I'm not doing a damn thing, not doing nothing. I need to hit the reset button on this. So for some Virgos, there can most definitely be something that you're putting to a close, or that you're ending here. When I see the Tower and the Six of Pentacles, it's like, no, no more giving energy to that. I'm not giving energy to that anymore. But for some of you, it could just be clearing space for various things. And remember, it doesn't just have to be with other people. It could be like, if there is something that is off kilter or not balanced in my life, if there is something that is getting in the way of my objective, I'm clearing it out. That's the energy that's showing up to me. It's like, all right, if it stands in my way, I'm clearing it out. If it's not balanced, if it's not right, it's not right. And we're moving it away. That's the big thing I'm picking up. So, of course, when I see the Tower, Six of Pentacles in reverse, that could be putting a close or an ending to something, of course. But at the same time, it's like I'm moving away these barriers. So, again, it has this weird energy for you guys where it's like, for some of you, this could be very difficult. For some of you, this might be a great thing. So you see how the energy, like, severs here. Let's go in on the Four of Wands. Let's go in on the Four of Wands. And just like I said earlier in the beginning, the breakthrough energy. So again, whether this is something that is coming to a close or an ending, or this is a breakthrough where it's like, I never gave up, I never flexed from my goals and what I wanted to do, and then boom, the energy breaks through. That's possible. Very big breakthrough. But let's go in on that Four of Wands. Let's see what's up with that. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Four of Wands here? Okay. Okay, Three of Pentacles in reverse. So watch out for any career things, work things. There could be some funky energy surrounding that. When I see the Three of Pentacles, and especially with the Three of Pentacles in reverse underneath the Four of Wands, for some of you, you know your power card is the Hermit. And when I see this element here in the back end, it's like, some of you might be pulling into your powerful hermit mode, right? Like taking a step back from certain individuals. That could be possible here, especially with the one message we saw right here in the front, where there might be someone that's a little disgruntled. When I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's either one, something you're willing to do yourself. So when I see the Four of Wands with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, yeah, I got this win. Yeah, I got this victory. I got this result I want, and I did it on my own. You can't give that victory to someone else because I put too much work into it. So again, that could be a good thing. This can most definitely be a victory that you earned in one way or another, which can be nice. But I also feel a little bit of a isolation as well. So again, this energy does split where, like, for some Virgos out there, this reading is chef's kiss. For some of you, this is extremely difficult. So again, watch the individuals around you, especially with the Four of Wands, Three of Pentacles. It's a very social energy. So I feel like it's very simple, black and white, straightforward. Like there's no gray area in the energies I'm picking up this week. It's like it's either this or it's that. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. I feel like there can be a good result for a whole bunch of you. But position number one, we're starting with a very intense energy. This whole reading is very intense. The challenge, when I say the Five of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, this could be an individual you're connected to. It's like an angry, standoffish type of energy. So there might be someone you're dealing with where they're just like set in their ways. They're not giving it up and they don't care. It's like giving me one of those where it's like I'm pissed off and I'm staying that way. So there might be someone where it's like there's no point in trying to speak reason to them for whatever reason. Now, for another portion of you, this could be you with a potential goal in your mind or an outcome that you're wanting and you're not willing to sway from it, which could be a good thing. Moving to the center, we do have the Tower with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you might decide to stop giving so much energy to something. You might decide to put an ending to something. That could be very possible as well. But another vibe I'm picking up here is a possible breakthrough for some of you where it's like, all right, well, any barriers that are standing in my way, better watch out because I'm clearing the way. Moving to the back end, we have the Four of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. They have a little isolationist type of energy right here. The positive message I'm picking up here for a portion of you, it's a win or it's a victory, positive result where it's yours, right? Like you can't give that to someone else. You did this, you achieved this, you made it happen, which is a beautiful thing. But for another portion of you, just watch the circle of people around you, just like we saw up here in the front. You might want to be a little more isolationist than usual when I see this alignment. Okay, so please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows, my friends. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out. What do we got for Virgo? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, we do have the Fool card, which can be good, but it also ties into all this fire energy that we're picking up here on the top, the unpredictability. Because remember, this is a shadow deck. Now, the Fool, that does connect to Aries energy. I'm not sure if you're dealing with one, but even if it's not, the Fool is an initiator. It's an action taker. In the positive sense, it represents new, fresh energies going on a new adventure. So for some Virgos out there, you might be turning a new page in regards to something. But the challenge with the Fool and the shadow side of the Fool is sometimes it is very spontaneous. Very fiery, very explosive, like we've been seeing for the past couple weeks for you. So just know for a lot of the Virgos in this time, the energy could be very unpredictable, whether it's like a way you're feeling and acting or even the people around you, like we're seeing within the reading itself. And I saw that in Capricorn as well, where it's like the people around you, it's wild. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get these cards back over here. Interesting reading for you this week, my good friends. But yeah, Virgo, that's what I have for you. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.